The bus driver who saved my soul. I was 13, a scrawny kid with glasses too big for my face and thrift store jeans that sagged weird in the back. We lived in a crumbling duplex near the highway, just me and Mom. My dad had split when I was 9, and since then, life was just quiet dinners, overdue bills, and her coming home smelling like bleach from the hospital. I didn't have a phone, no video games, no cool hoodie with a brand name on it. The kids at my school could smell that kind of thing. Every morning when I stepped onto the bus, it was like walking into a shark tank with a paper cut. Ryan was the ringleader. Rich kid, new shoes every semester. He'd always mutter something when I walked past. Yo, it's Goodwill Greg again. Or, don't breathe near me, might catch broke. His friends would laugh like he was a stand-up comic. Once, someone tied a grimy gym sock to my backpack with a shoelace and told me it was a donation for the poor. I didn't even take it off, just sat with it dangling behind me all day like a tail. Two girls, Melissa and Tanya, used to sit a few rows back and do this thing where they'd describe my clothes in mock fashion commentary. Today, he's sporting a very rare collection. Stains and Holes Spring 2006. Laughter. Always laughter. I never told my mom. She already worked 16-hour shifts split between 2 jobs, and I could see the way her shoulders dropped when she walked in at night. She'd microwave whatever I left her and ask, "Everything okay, baby?" I always nodded. She didn't need more weight. Then came that February morning, cold enough to turn your fingers numb in under a minute. I stepped onto the bus like usual, head down, found my usual seat in the front row, second from the driver. Right away, kick, kick, kick on the back of my seat. It was Ryan, of course. Earthquake. Must be the poor kid's shame shaking the floor. He laughed. More kicks, more laughs. Melissa whispered to Tanya just loud enough for me to hear, "I heard if you touch his shoes, you'll fail your math test." I just stared down at the floor, counting the dots on the rubber mat to keep from crying. Black, 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 crack, black, black. Then the bus stopped. Not the usual slow, bumpy stop at a house or school. This was sudden, sharp. Mr. Lang, our driver, pulled over hard, turned off the engine. Silence filled the bus like someone had sucked all the air out. He stood up slowly, his old knees popping loud in the quiet. He didn't yell, didn't even raise his voice. He walked down the aisle, slow, like he had all the time in the world, and sat right next to me. Just sat there. Looked me in the eye. "I should have done this a long time ago," he said quietly. Then he turned around, still seated beside me, and spoke to the entire bus. He told them that when he was a kid, he was the one nobody wanted to sit with, that he'd eat his lunch in the bathroom to avoid the cafeteria, that kids used to throw gum in his hair and laugh when he cried. He said that kind of pain doesn't go away. Not after a year, not after 10, not even after 50. Then he looked back at me and said, "You've been more polite, more respectful than any kid I've ever driven. You always say good morning. You never leave trash. And if anyone's got a problem with you, they've got a problem with me now." He asked if I'd like to sit up front with him from now on. I nodded, couldn't speak. My throat felt tight, like I'd swallowed glass. I grabbed my fraying backpack and moved to the first seat, right behind him. I sat down, and the rest of the ride, not a single kid said a word, not even Ryan. He just stared out the window, mouth shut, eyes wide. From that day on, I never heard another insult on that bus. Mr. Lang had this mirror up front, the kind where he could see the whole aisle. And when things got too loud or even smelled like teasing, he'd just look up, one glance, boom, quiet. Every morning after that, he'd greet me at the door with a fist bump, asked how my classes were going, remembered when I had science tests, even brought me a granola bar once when he noticed I wasn't eating breakfast. Turns out, he'd noticed everything from the start. He just needed to find his moment. 3 months later, my mom landed a better job at a clinic, and we had to move to another district. On my last morning, Mr. Lang stopped me before I got off. He handed me a folded piece of paper. Inside was his address and a phone number, written neatly in blue ink. "If you ever need anything," he said, "even just to talk, you call me." Anytime. I never had to use it, but I kept that paper in my wallet for years. And just knowing someone like him existed, someone who remembered what it was like to hurt and finally stood up for a kid who couldn't, it changed me.